guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the garage. I was out here getting ready to set lash from my rocker arms, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to talk about solid lifters. Now, if you're like me, you probably love the way a good solid lifter cam sounds like. You got that chorus of tapping coming from the valve train, which it's actually supposed to be there. And you got that poppy, lopey exhaust note, and not to mention the performance gains that are associated with a solid cam. So what I wanted to talk about was putting solid lifters on your existing hydraulic flat tappet cam. Because this is the same cam I've always had in this engine. It's a Mopar Performance hydraulic flat tappet. It's the 484 cam. I did have two different sets of hydraulic lifters on this cam throughout the years. To make a long story short, the reason I put the solids in is because I was having an issue with the engine breaking up at high RPM, above maybe 6,100 RPM. It was most noticeable when I was racing in the quarter mile. You know, every time I would get close to my shift point, which I'd shift at 6,500, it would be breaking up before it would get to there. And I crossed the traps, breaking up. So I went through, replaced everything on the ignition system, or swapped it out, I should say, with known good parts. I even tried a different carburetor that I borrowed from a friend. Nothing worked. It persisted to still have this problem. So I took like a shot in the dark. I wanted to put solid lifters in there because I kind of thought maybe the hydraulics might just be getting unstable at high RPM, because they do rely on, you know, oil pressure and, you know, the internal like plunger and spring and everything to keep them stable at high RPM. So I put a set of solids in and broke them in like I would a new cam, and the problem was gone. The breaking up totally went away. I could easily pull the engine to 6,500 RPM with no problems. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is like the mechanics of doing this. So if you're gonna put solid lifters on your hydraulic camshaft that's been in your engine and already has been broken in, you just don't drop them in and like away you go. You're gonna wanna put cam break-in lube on the lobes of the cam. You're gonna wanna put it on the bottom of the lifters. Push rod length is also gonna be probably an issue, because most solid lifters have a different push rod seat height. They're usually shorter than the hydraulic lifters. So you will need to get a adjustable push rod and actually check the length of what you're gonna need and order the push rods after you install the lifters. You want a push rod to where the adjuster in your rocker arm is fairly centered. You don't want the adjuster threaded in way too far or out way too far. You want it kind of centered. And also you can't forget about the valve springs. If you have a double spring, you're gonna wanna take them inner springs out for the break-in and just reinstall them when you are done doing the break-in procedure. Because if you have too much pressure, valve spring pressure, you're probably gonna maybe flatten a lobe or wear out the bottom of a lifter real quick. But other than that, it's a pretty easy swap. I mean, if you've put a cam and lifters in a car, you can do it. And also there is going to be a performance gain, because I do have some before and after time slips from when I ran the car with the hydraulic cam versus running the car with the solid lifter cam. And it did pick up a little bit. And I'm sure if you're a bracket racer, it's going to be more consistent as well, because you don't have that instability of that hydraulic lifter. Things can kind of change in there from run to run. So you should run more consistent quarter mile times as well. I'll let you take a look at them time slips. All right, here are them time slips. My best run ever with the hydraulic lifters was an 1188 at 111. After putting the solid lifters in, doing some street miles, taking it back to the track, 1181 at 112. That's about a 3/4 of a tenth in ET and a mile per hour increase. And here, this is the original push rod and lifters that I had in the engine from back in 2007. Those push rods with the hydraulic lifters were 7.389 inches. With the solid lifters, I needed to get a different push rod, and there's the part number. They're both comp cams. The longer ones were 7.3 497. More than what you're going to adjust out with just the rocker arm adjustment. And those are the the lifters that I use. They're Lunati. I'd gotten all this stuff from Summit Racing, but they actually don't carry those Lunati lifters anymore. Something else you're going to have to think about is your lash setting, because these are solid lifters as opposed to hydraulics, which usually get a little bit of preload. You're going to need some lash there. It can't be zero lash or anything. That's too tight. I didn't use any type of a scientific method. A friend had a similar size solid lifter cam, and his cam card called for 14 thousandths hot lash. So that's what I set this to. When I first put them in and the engine was cold, I set it to 10 thousandths, because as the head heats up, it's actually going to expand and that lash will increase. So after the break-in procedure, I just rechecked them and made sure they were set to 14 thousandths. So you're probably wondering, what's the longevity of doing something like this, like putting those solid lifters in on a hydraulic cam that's already been broken in? Well, I put them in around the middle of 2020. So they've been in quite a while. They got street miles on them. They got a bunch of quarter-mile runs in on them. As long as you break them in like you would a new cam and you run good oil, I don't think you're going to have any problems. Usually most cam failures happen because the break-in procedure was not done right. So you do that right, I think you're going to be good to go. And I think you will like the results that you get by putting them solid lifters in. So I'm not going to do any lash adjustment on camera today. This wasn't going to be any type of a how-to video on setting lash. So. All right, guys, that about covers it. If you feel like I left something out, or if you have any questions, you can just leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you next time.